So I talk about things, all price points on this channel. If you have seen some of my earlier videos, I actually did a shootout between 15 different cheap switches in the $25 to $100, $150 range. And I have more expensive switches like my Telegartner. And we also talk about vibration control and tweaks, and some of them are very expensive and some of them aren't. But I've come across one that, frankly, at its price point, performs so well and so much better than I thought it would. It's a no-brainer, and I think if you're not looking to spend more money on vibration control, this is the one you need to get. I spent 5 hours the other day, I think it was over the weekend, experimenting and tweaking. I love doing that. Frankly, if you follow this channel, you know that I don't put any stock in what anybody says on the forums. People are adamant about X, Y, or Z. And of those people, 90.9% of them have never actually tried it themselves or heard it for themselves. They simply repeat a mantra. It's like that game of telephone where you talk into it and you see what it ends up being down at the end of the line versus what it started with. Nobody ever actually knows what it is that they're speaking about. So I take a different route. I just have fun experimenting and trying different things. I don't sell anything. I don't make money off of this. I got nothing to gain or lose by sharing this with you. But vibration control is one of those tweaks that I stumbled into that I was really surprised at the differences that it could make. And so I spent about 5 hours over the weekend trying different ones, trying them under different components, different brands, different price points, seeing what worked, what didn't under the speakers. And it was really interesting. Yes, so what I've done is I've broken it into two basic tiers. There is a top performing tier that is held by just a couple of different products in my opinion. The RevoPods, outstanding. They're about $1,500 for 4. I've got the Sound Chaos currently under the Tobian 12FH speakers. I think they're in that same price point, $1,500, $2,000. Although I think that was for 8 of them, if memory serves me correct. And Wellflow. Those tie in with my top performing ones. And the reason why I don't list a best is because it's going to depend on the type of shelves you have. They interact differently. They have different types of ways that they deal with the vibrations. So I really think it's going to depend on your room, your ear, your shelf, your gear to find what of those top performing ones are actually ones that work the best for you to your sound. Conversely, I actually started in this with cheap rubber feet that you can get off Amazon. And also then I went into the isoacoustics. Now, I don't speak ill of isoacoustics. I don't say anything bad about them. I will only say that those products on my wood shelf, it's a Timber Nation shelf with my gear, I actually felt as though made the sound worse. And it made the sound worse because it softened it, it deadened it, it made it lifelike, it rounded off all the impacts. It just, in my system, did not work. Now, I know lots of other people with lots of other systems that swear by it, so I'm sure they work great in other systems. They just didn't for me. So that's when I started moving into the higher end stuff. I came across a product here, Stack Audio. I'm going to link to them. And these are very nice. They come in different weights. So these are the number ones. These would line up with, for instance, your DACs, your streamers, your things of that nature, not your heavy amplifiers. You'd have to get a higher number one to do it. And it's a combination of different materials. It's like, I don't know if it's aluminum or metal or what this is, and then it's got the rubber down below. And all 4 of these on the website list for $251. And I put them under my gear over the weekend. I tried the streamer, tried the DAC, actually had two sets, tried them together. And I'm just going to cut to the chase because, guys, I do a lot of videos. I want to try and get them into a shorter format. In fact, the video I did the other day on the K41, the Antipodes Audio K41 streamer, in editing, I actually cut out me talking about 3 additional songs worth of information, just trying to get them shorter so I'm just not sitting here talking about nothing. Guys, these Stack Audio at $250, it's a no-brainer. These so far surpassed, so far outperformed anything else near its price point. In my system, it was superior to the isoacoustics. What it did is it did open up the sound. It did give me more air. It did not deaden the sound such as the isoacoustics did. I'm guessing the isoacoustics have got more rubber in them or something like that, because there's a lot of people who feel as though rubber and wood don't necessarily match. So that could be it. But these gave me all the sonic benefits that, frankly, I had to go back and double check the price because I couldn't believe how, relatively speaking, inexpensive these were. They far outperformed any cheap rubber feet that you buy off of Amazon or anything like that. They far outperformed having no footer, whereas with some other brands, I actually preferred having no vibration footer over putting their products in there. Actually, it sounds like there's sand or something in here. I'm going to link to their website down below. Forgive me, guys, for not knowing more about this, but here's how I go into these products. I do not read up on the products before I try them and talk to you about it. And here's why. I don't want to be affected by any marketing claims or affected by what people are claiming or stating. I want to go into it with an open mind, not really knowing much about it other than it may be something I want to check out and seeing how they sound. Then from there, I can go in and dive in and find out more. But I'll go one step further on these. I actually compared them against the RevoPods. Now, these are $250 for 4. These are $1,500 for 4, I think. Guys, the RevoPods are outstanding. No question about it. I will say that unless you really have your system dialed in, like I've really got my system dialed in, I've got the Antipodes Audio, the K22 streamer, the K41 server, I've got the speakers dialed in to the nth degree, that a majority of people at a lower price point in systems, which is not bad, which is where everybody is, are better off spending their money on stack audio and buying these and putting that money towards that they save towards a better streamer, better speakers, better cables, anything like that. I can't tell you enough how I was just so surprised by these stack audios. Guys, I'm not getting paid to say this. I don't even sell these things. I don't care if you buy them or not. I'm just telling you that at the price point, they are an absolute steal. Again, I'm not putting down the RevoPods or the Sound Chaos or anything like that. When you get into a higher resolution system, yes, you notice the differences. Yes, I feel as though the RevoPods are going to have a little bit more air. They're going to have a little bit less roundness on the instruments. It's going to be more impactful. There's going to be a little bit more rhythm to it. But we're talking 6 times or more, 7 times more in price difference. And I love the RevoPods. I'm not getting rid of the RevoPods, but I just think a lot of people at a majority of price points in the systems are better spent on the stack audio. I prefer the stack audio over anything else I've heard anywhere near its price point to date. I say to date because I always hear new stuff and opinions change and systems change and things like that. But stack audio, I'm blown away by these. I really, really am. So I'll link to it down below. Check them out. I do want to give you guys another update as to what I did for that 5 hours. Guys, my OCD went crazy. So not only did I have the tape measure, we tried the RevoPods under these Tobian 12FH speakers. Oh my God, do I love these things. The review's coming up soon. Right now I've got the Sound Chaos Vibra 68s under there. So what I was doing with the tape measure, I've been dialing them in, and I'll go further. I had seen somebody on the forums talking about dialing in speakers to a higher degree where he said 1/8 of an inch means you're still too far off. And I was like, okay, well, let's try it. So I went out, bought myself a digital leveler and this and that. And I went really crazy and got myself a Hilti laser room thing. So it looks like I'm playing in the Matrix when I got it set up. And the findings, frankly, astonished me. So I'm going to do a video on that. I'm going to talk about more vibration control on the Antipodes Audio K41 and the K22, along with the speakers. We're going to do a review on the speakers, and I'm going to have several videos on my journey with getting back to my tweak roots, trying the different cables on the speakers and on the Antipodes Audio, trying different vibration control, really seeing how far can I dial in, even in terms of leveling them back and forth. If they're off by 1 degree from a level left and right, is that a noticeable audible difference? I spent a lot of time playing with that, and I'm going to share my findings with you and let you know what I see. And again, no BS. This isn't because somebody told me. This is my own personal experience. So I'm going to wrap this up. Please stay tuned. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And I just think that this Stack Audio is an absolute no-brainer for anybody looking to be in or near that $250 price point. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, they outperform something 10 times. I hate it when people say that. I will simply say that it's an absolute, you're getting every penny you pay for and more at this price point. So check them out, guys, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks.